Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is right now 12:31 p.m. in Texas, and I am coming to you on today's video to give you an awareness of demonic archetypes. This will help us in our shadow work so that we can identify the particular energies that are motivating our shadow behavior. So this video is going to be more or less about whether you are letting those energies control you versus you controlling those energies. We are going to be focusing on the Osiris Complex. If you don't know anything about that, it references the myth or legend of Osiris, who in our Kemetic tradition was killed by his brother Set and cut into 14 pieces that were spread about his kingdom. Later, Isis brings all of his pieces together and resurrects him. So, ultimately, this video is going to be going through demonic archetypes while also explaining how they split or divide us versus how we receive wholeness from integrating with those dark aspects of ourselves that have a malevolent nature. And I am going to do another video about the malevolent energy in nature. But that energy is about splitting or division. It's about darkness and the roots of what we call our term as personality disorders when it comes to mental illness that stem from bitterness and trauma that we experience in our childhood. That causes our demon to split. We all have a demon that is connected to us because of our animal nature. All animals are made with the demo or demonic energy. What is demo or demonic energy? Or we could refer to it as base consciousness. That is the consciousness that is motivated by a programming that is referred to as instinct. Instinct is kind of a basic drive that gives us the appetites, okay, that we have for not only food, not only sex, but also love and belongingness, security and stability, self-accomplishment, okay, as well as other things that determine whether we are living our lives in a good or a evil aspect, okay. Those programs tend to focus on what you naturally crave, okay? And those programs can motivate us to go after things that may or may not be good for us. It may lead us to become either prey for predators, or we become predators ourselves and seek to gain certain benefits from people, whether we are hurting them or not. Now, putting Osiris back together also has a focus of what the lunar or moon energies do to influence our persona. These so-called, they call them personalities, but they are our spirits. So spirits of personality infect our bloodline. And sometimes they have caused us to live out what psychology terms as cluster B or A personality disorders. These are demonic energy that motivate our behavior, that influence certain tendencies in us, and they happen to be very prideful, which means they won't admit when they're wrong. Very vengeful. They want to get revenge or hurt other people the way they've been hurt. very envious, which means they can be jealous of other people's accomplishments or things that other people have, and they can be very manipulative, which means people using manipulation on others, or we're using manipulation on ourselves by lying to ourselves. And these spirits also give way to abuse and violence when we do not have them integrated correctly into our consciousness. Now, for the empathic spirits, you are being baited for injury. So, a spirit that has gone against being empathic because they've been hurt so much, they look for actually those empathic traits in other people so that they can benefit from them. By being abused, we also open ourselves up to be a portal for contact, and you offer yourself up to be a vessel for abuse. So you want to decide to acknowledge your demons and to bring them into subjection to your will. So identification is going to be very important concerning what bitterness you are trying to scatter away from. Usually this has to do with sexual abuse and sexual parts of you and acting out in a sexual aspect, or you are preoccupied with thinking how you want someone to feel or make you feel. Okay? We also have vengeance, which builds up when we have a hard time forgiving. Okay? Forgiving the wrongs that have happened to us in the past. Then we become envious, some of us. We can't stand to see a friend accomplish or be successful. It eats away at our soul when we don't have our demonic consciousness integrated correctly into our, it's about balance, okay? When we're out of balance, some of us have been betrayed or betrayed others. And we become very disordered individuals, okay? And we defy the principles that we should have to protect ourselves. And the principles of darkness have manifested inside of us, inside of our minds. Meaning our body and our mind becomes conquered by these energies. You have to look at the darkness for what it is and be able to command it, transform it to serve you. Some of us, by sheer will, use helping someone to gain their attention or to garner their admiration, and this also is manipulation. If in some way you use manipulation or enabling to build a relationship, you are a codependent and you are trauma bonding or being motivated by a spirit which seeks to exploit the helping mechanism of bonding with people. This spirit is unhealthy if it's used in the wrong way. So that is just one way that a demonic energy can be controlling you. Some of the other ways that a demonic energy can control you is it can make you want to fit in. It can make you deny your authentic self, which means the parts of you that you feel are weak or vulnerable, you kind of push them to the side. So they kind of scream out for attention, and they come out in our behavior and the way that we are motivated to use other people to benefit us, okay? We also have, fragmentation. So that means when we experience trauma as a child, that demon even breaks up even more. Or it kind of like has babies. So it has children. And so you get some inner child issues that have grown into something bigger. Okay? And now you have to deal with that. Sometimes that can turn you into a parasite. Okay? Where you're just leeching to benefit off of other people. Or maybe you have downcast pride. Okay? To where you can't see the good in yourself. You can't see your self-worth. Sometimes people think they are the temple of their body, which means, they use their body and they try to dress very provocatively or, post a lot of provocative pictures or send those to people, okay? Because they want that reflection back that they are valued just for being a body, but you're so much more. And this is about the energy, the shadow energy that is behind some of what you truly are. Some people have obsessive thoughts and are experiencing symptoms of borderline personality disorder. Living in the temple of your body, that's like a Jezebel spirit, and it's living in kind of say like histrionic filters. So that's going to be histrionic personality disorder. Is this me? Not really knowing where you fit in, being numb to who you really are, having gilded regret, or the fact that you think somebody wronged you and you regret it. You regret that, and so you start to wrong other people because you feel like, shit, people did it to me, so hell, I can do it to others. Also, feeling lonely, or just like you have a sense of loneliness, so you crave being around other people, or you get something from relationships that can very much be exploited by your lower self. Some people live in just an aspect where they always want to sacrifice themselves because they have like a God complex and they want people to see them as being a greater person, okay? A lot of this comes from a triumph of lies and disassociation. So we try to disassociate who we are from the negative aspects of ourselves, and we end up lying to ourselves. So that's very self-deceptive, okay? The child we were meant to be, or our inner child, starts to rear its ugly head, but in such negative fashions that it is harmful to us. So we end up getting neglected over and over again, and experiencing that wound of neglect, okay? Envious gluttony. This could be around wanting things other people have, but you can't obtain it with yourself. So you get so angry, so jealous, and you start to envy people, okay? Or maybe you are the colorless angel, where you can take on any color and, just kind of make yourself fit in different places. So you're not being your authentic self. And addiction. This is, in the worst way, is about escaping, okay? Trying not to feel the pain of these demons. Or you can have an artificial heart where your heart is so hardened and so black. Okay? You don't want to be vulnerable. Okay? And anytime you try to get away from your vulnerabilities, you'll cover it up with some fake mask or aspect of yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, these are our demonic archetypes that we must work to integrate into our full consciousness so that we can use those energies to serve us. I want to thank you so much for watching this video, and I'm going to be doing another video on how this connects to malevolent energy. Until then, you want to check out my dark mirror readings for a psychic reading, and you can tap on the link below to visit my website. Once again, I thank you so much for watching this video, and please, please, please do your shadow work.